Thank you for selecting this tutorial for ASOAnalytics compensation surveys. As we log in and go to the surveys landing page, you'll notice there are several surveys that capture information regarding staffing compensation and benefits, clinical staff compensation, revenue cycle management, and patient services, administration, and surgery scheduling staff compensation. Later, when we launch the optical survey, there will also be a compensation survey for optical staff. For our tutorial, we are using the clinical staff compensation survey. This is for demonstration purposes, and you will see similar patterns with each of the other department compensation surveys. To complete any of these surveys, usually a detailed annual payroll report should be all you need. In any compensation survey, we are capturing the data to help answer your questions and make your managerial job easier. Some of those questions include: how do the wages we pay compare to those in other practices? Do other practices have a larger percentage of JCAPO certified staff? Do other practices require coding certification for their billers? On average, how much are practices spending per staff member on continuing education? The job titles we use practice to practice vary greatly, but we have to consolidate as much as possible to make sure we are capturing enough data to release results. Therefore, the survey instructions should help you decide which job title is most similar to the person in your practice. Downloading and reading the definitions and instructions will help you in your selections and help us make sure we are comparing apples to apples. Now that we have entered our second year of data entry, the first step is to select the year for reporting. Because the surveys build on each other, you will see what information will be used from previous surveys. Select one of the blue action buttons to either correct previous entry or move on with the current survey. Each compensation survey starts with the department's big picture. What are the total wages paid for this department? Enter that information here. This number is also used to calculate the departmental staffing expense ratio. Then move into entering wages by job title. The first step is to select the job title from the menu. You can refer to your instruction sheet or hover over the information icon for definitions and instructions. We do not ask for employees' names in order to protect confidentiality. Over each column header, you'll also see information icons to help you select the right answer for that header. Purple fields require selection from the menu. White data fields indicate where you have to enter data, and gold fields are automatically populated based on what you have entered. Ideally, you will create a row for every employee in your practice that fits this job title. Click on Add Another Employee to add additional rows. Or if you've accidentally entered someone twice, you can delete a row by clicking Remove an Employee. In large practices, there may be as many as 20 employees with the same job title. While we encourage entering all, if you'd rather just enter a sample for your practice, please select employees who represent the low, medium, and high end of the range. If you've entered all your employees, the total compensation at the bottom should match the total compensation at the top. This is a quick check to ensure accuracy of your data entry. Once you've completed the wage information, there's a quick survey at the end regarding benefits for a department. Choose on the radial buttons to answer questions about continuing education and uniform allowances costs per employee per year. Select the blue button to push your practice's information into the database. Once you submit, you'll receive a quick summary of your data entry for your practice in table format. You'll receive data for all job titles, even if you did not enter a job title. This will help you set wage ranges for a new job title you are considering. However, the database only populates when enough data entry has occurred. The Certified Ophthalmic Assistant table shows both your practice results and the database results because there have been enough practices with enough staff members to release this data. If I go back to the top, I see that I can sort this report in a couple of different ways. First, I can get national results, or I can get marketplace results to compare to practices in similar sized markets or practices with the same number of providers. The key is gain enough practices of my type to enter data in order to release results. You'll see when I change this to urban and scroll back down to the COA job title, I still see my practice results, but now there are not enough practices in the category of less than 1 year who have entered their data. As word gets out and we continue to encourage practices to enter their data, we will get results for all of the different sort options. When I change my filter to number of providers and go back to COA, you will see that I do see all of the practices here because there have been enough practices that have entered data in order to get database comparisons. One last sort you'll see is base rate versus effective rate. The base rate shows the hourly rate that is the basis for pay. However, many people also earn overtime pay. Some practices also pay bonuses or have incentives tied to performance. The effective rate takes this additional compensation into consideration when stating the effective hourly rate in the database. Compensation comparisons are vital in helping you determine fair wage and compensation schedules for your practice. ASOAnalytics makes that information available anytime, and as the database continues to grow, more information will be available. ASOanalytics, real-time data for better business decisions.